Called ones, I'm here to tell you the process is going to be messy. Yeah, it's part of it. I know. You think you're awesome, and you are. You really are. You are amazing. You are. And you think that you're gifted, which you are, and you're going to do amazing, powerful things, and you are. But before you get there, before you get to the great part, before you get to the part of glorification, I'm here to tell you it's going to be messy. The road leading to glorification is going to be messy. Messy. I'm talking about, depending on what the call of God is on your life, depending on your magnitude of gifts, depending on those you're called to impact, right? And the magnitude of that. And also depends on the family you're coming from. Depends on your family background as well. If you're coming from a family where people had figured out their purposes, people know God, they love Him, they're living for Him, you have people who have already prayed for you, then, okay, the process might be messy, but not as bad. But if you're coming from a generation of people that have always struggled to find purpose, where you cannot really spot out somebody in your bloodline that just made it exceedingly, that when you cannot spot out somebody in your bloodline that just proud out on early age and just did mighty things, where you cannot spot out people in your bloodline that are living for the Lord, that have lived their life consecrated, surrendered, and have prayed. If you are the first generation Christian in your family, the first generation, the first person that is really being surrendered to the Lord and living for Him, and you are called, okay, it's going to be messy. Listen, it was going to be messy either way, but with the family background, it's going to be horribly messy. Yes, and it's going to be messy because people are going to see how messy it is. That's the thing. That's the thing with those who are called. Especially if you're called to ministry, you're called to fivefold. The process will be messy in the way that everyone will know. You're not going to be able to hide it. You're not going to go be in a secluded area and while you're going through. I know we like to talk about, okay, Elijah be in the cave, I'm in the cave. Listen, your cave season is your preservation season. It's part of the process, but it's not the process of being made, the one where you're being molded and impurities are being taken out. That one is going to be done in the open. I'm telling you, it's going to be done in the open, and everyone will see, and everybody will talk about it. They will talk about it, they will insult you, they will degrade you, they will embarrass, they will shame you, they will gossip about you, they will slander your name, they'll drag you in the mud. In fact, even the good things you do will not be recognized. It will not be recognized. The people you help will not stand by you. In fact, they will take your help and then spit in your face. The people you stood for, they will not stand for you. They will be so ashamed to identify with you. They'll go and join the others. Some will play double. When nobody's around, they'll be around you. When people are around, they'll hang around the other people. Some will be confused as to whether they should follow you or not. Even though you've impacted their life, even though you stood with them, even though no one else has stood with them, by them, as you have, they're not going to choose you. And the Lord will deal with you in the open. And there's a reason for that. The very people that you're called to deliver, that you're called to impact, will not recognize you as a deliverer. They will not receive you at all. They would instead despise you because they will judge you on the aspects that the Lord is dealing with you on. They will use that measurement. They will use those ratings to judge you as whether you're qualified. Regardless of you've been there for them, regardless of the sacrifice you've made for them, they are not going to receive you. They will fight you. They will betray you. Yes, and then all that God is doing will do it in the open. He will let you suffer poverty that you have never seen before in the open. Some people have stories of being homeless. People have stories of getting food from the shelter while still praying for other people, and God is answering the prayers for others. The people you're called to deliver, they'll come and see you in the secret for you to pray for them. But in the public, they will never testify and call your name. They will never say that you prayed for them. I'm just telling you before time, or if you're going through it, so that your heart is not full of bitterness. Because the purpose for all of this is to strip you of every reputation, is to strip you of the need of recognition. It is to strip you of the need for title and just glory. It is to strip you to the very, very foundation of you, so that you can depend on God and rely on Him completely, so that you will not seek for man to be the one to lift you up. In fact, people will know the difficulties you're going through, but nobody will show up to help. They will just gossip about it. But those are the people that when you heard their issues, you gave your all. You did everything for them to stand, but then they will join and then they will slander and insult you. You'll be like, wait. The funny thing about all of it is that you know who you are, but they don't recognize you yet. They won't know who you are, but you know who you are. I'm going to stop here and then I'll do part 2.